Alright, let's try this again. Hello everybody, it's me, Mr.79 on this glorious day of January 21st, 2017. And here we have a nice PvT to start off your day. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Overgrowth, representing our red Protoss player. It is Pasketi. And let's read this meme really quickly. I like to macro now. Double the Marines. Alright, I think that's it. Alright, good job, Pasketi. And in the top right hand corner of Overgrowth, his opponent representing our blue Terran player, it is Elmian. Representing Zimmies is what I believe he is doing. And the gas first coming down for Elmian, so definitely going to look for some aggression. And Pasketi going with that pylon and that gateway. Probably going to get a gas too as well. And in case you're wondering why I said let's try this again, the first time I got a heck of a nosebleed. Oh my goodness, it was like gushing everywhere. I was like, hello everyone, it's me, Mr. It just like didn't stop. It was crazy, man. I've been having it for a couple of days now, but you know what, we're gonna see and wait till that gets better. Pasketi is much too early. Just gonna scout for proxies, alright. Getting that gateway and that gas, nothing too unusual just yet. Meanwhile, Elmian, another refinery coming up, definitely gonna try to put on some early game aggression to our Protoss player. This gas first doesn't necessarily mean aggression, but double gas on one base, boy, you better hope you have a couple of stalkers and a mortar and a mothership core, or something to that effect. Anyways, let's talk about PvT right now. As soon as, gonna throw down that Nexus. PvT is in an interesting spot right now, as I'm sure many of you have already heard. The PvT win rate is the lowest win rate that has ever been out there since the beginning of Wings Against Liberty, when it was, Marine Tank versus Zerg. Like, they hated that kind of stuff, and, they had a low win rate before everything was fixed. But I digress, yeah, the PvT win rate is at 39%, so Protoss in all of the games has only won 39% of them, according to a Legulac, or at least that is the win rate for it. And you know what, that's kind of depressing as a Protoss player. And not that I haven't been feeling the effects. While we wait for this game to get started, the ship's gonna come out and probably kill this probe. Thought I'd talk about it for a while. Yeah, probably gonna die. Gonna get a tech lab, so probably gonna go for a siege tank push. Alright, I could definitely feel it as well, like, I don't know, it just seems all of a sudden I lost like 300 MMR in like over the course of a couple of days. And it's so hard for me to get that back up, because mainly it's just been so many Terrans on the ladder, and it's Terran after Terran after Terran. And I think the main problem, if you go on Reddit, the main problems that people try to highlight are either the Liberator, the Siege Tank, or the Widowmine. Because they're very, very strong zone control tools, and Protoss is a race that really needs to have its zoning on point, right? And when that gets taken away by Terran, it gets into a huge mess. So some people propose things like making the Liberator 3-shot stalkers instead of 2-shotting them, removing splash damage, plus shield splash damage from Widowmines, or making the Siege Tank slightly less effective versus shields. And actually, getting a probe over there, I don't know, Blizzard said they didn't see anything too wrong with it, but they definitely are going to test it if it becomes too much of a problem. So that's nice to know. And it looks like this game is well underway, so I can stop stalling for time. Yes, 3 more gateways on the way for our friend Pasketi. And Reaper now just hanging out on the side of the map, healing up with those combat drugs. Starport on the way, as well as Stim. So it looks like, actually not swapping over the tech lab to the factory to get that siege tank. Seems as though our friend Eminem wants to do a Widowmine push of some sorts. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. It's interesting, because siege tanks are so good versus Protoss in the early game. Like right now, if I were Elmian, like this isn't as strong as a push as it could have been with siege tanks. I mean, honestly, siege tanks are so good, because pylon overcharge can definitely stop bio, but against a siege tank, forget about it. This Adept can actually shade over and kill this Reaper if she so pleases, but no, looking like he's just gonna do the dance of death. Are these 2 units and trading on back. Robo on the way for our friend Pasketi, and 3 gateways finishing up 4 to 15 total army supply. I guess he's gonna wait for a stim timing, but he is delaying this very significantly. 32 to 23 total workers. I mean, at this point, he has okay saturation here, a mothership core with full energy. He has a robo finishing up with observers on the way, more gateways, more pylons. I don't see how Elmian plans to break the Protoss player this late into the game, but he's throwing out another command center, so he realizes that, maybe I won't be able to break him, so, wise move there from Elmian. Gonna go the tech lab on this factory. I don't know why he didn't just switch it over. Maybe he wanted constant Marauder production. Oh, fatty supply block for our friend Elmian. Look at that. On 40 out of 55. Had to use a supply drop there, and just now starting up another supply depot. And Elmian looking to be aggressive on the map. 3 adepts, the amount required to one-shot both SCVs and Marines. And Marine looks like he's going to respond. And here the push comes from Elmian. Gonna get a couple of Medivacs and a little bit of bio to see what pressure he can put on the Protoss player. Ooh, not good for Pasketi. Losing 3 adepts before the push even reaches his front door. Definitely not a good feeling. Elmian now picking up, boosting off across the map. Morphing in some more gateways. I would like to see an Immortal actually, since you know there's a lot of Marauders incoming. Adept Immortal can do wonders during that. But yep, throwing up some cannons defensively. I mean, honestly, it's better than nothing, but, you know, Terran is a very mobile race. They can just drop in the main and completely subvert these cannons altogether. Well, we're gonna have to see what Elmian decides to do. This is a diamondish level cast, so definitely we can see Pasketi hold this off. Cannons are definitely a good unit, more pylons powering, so this front I don't think is breachable. Oh, actually, Photon Overcharge can't protect these cannons, canceling one of them that is severely damaged. Gonna cancel the other one too, and looks like one is going to finish up, popping another overcharge a bit preemptively. Ooh, that's not good. You really need to keep those overcharges versus this kind of push. He's going to have one more by the time this one runs out, but I still am kind of concerned for him. Some idling probes, definitely not what you want to see when you have enough gateways for this, to hold off this kind of push. Yeah, killing one Marine is that Photon Cannon. Let's see what a Terran player does. Is it going to pick up and boost him to the main? Which will be the logical and correct decision, or is it going to keep pushing this front? It is 27 to 40 for total army supply, so if he picks up in the main, the game is definitely still a winnable game for our friend Elmian. But some Stalkers opening in should actually be able to push this fireball back. Yep, stemming away for their lives, picking up and boosting off. Ooh, so rough start for our friend Elmian. Gonna get double engineering bay to kind of recover. And probably should start siege tank production at this point. Right now, you know the Protoss is going to slather. Ooh, actually, nice drop in the main from our friend Elmian. Ooh, I wonder how many workers that killed. Only 5. Alright, so not bad, actually. And depowering some gateways. Okay, Elmian making that aggression work. 38 to 27 total workers. Not the worst situation for our Terran player. Slowing down the Protoss significantly. Getting good. That glaive's delayed. Definitely something you can do to get back in the game. Stimming on forward into this natural base. This is exactly what I was talking about, folks. If it can't kill the army, kill the thing that powers the army, the workers. And he has to pick up and get out of here pretty soon. You can't stand and fight this. Or maybe you can. He should have focused down a couple of sentries. But he is not beyond, and nor am I. Picking up, and it seems that though that is going to be the end of the aggression. One more medevac over here ready to drop, but some stalkers ready to receive them. And 35 to 20 total workers, now actually looking much better for our blue Terran player. Throwing down another barracks, getting that 3-base production up and going. Looks like the Marines getting dropped off, but Observer whooping away, sees all of this. Does he see this? Ooh, Elmian, his player cam saw it, but he didn't see it. Ooh, we all heard that, folks. Someone's fatally supply blocked, and he has nothing on the way to alleviate that. Oh man, one supply depot is starting up just now. Still, there's an Observer right there, following his medevacs actually. I mean, to me, since I'm Protoss, like, whenever I see this little blur here, it's almost impossible for me not to spot it. But then again, I don't play Terran, so I wouldn't know the difficulties involved in Observer spotting. We're gonna have to see. This is a strong bio army, folks, and they can do some significant damage to the front lines. It's actually pretty even on army supply, but Photon Overcharge, Cannons, Sentries, Adepts, Stalkers, definitely gonna hold that off. Robotics Bay halfway. Nearing completion, where is that bad boy? There it is, and it's going to start producing Colossi too. Oh, doom for everyone, says our friend Elmian, and he says he downloads his bio and shouts to stem to the main. Oh boy, every Protoss player knows how horrible this sphere is. He's going to do a lot of damage. If he's not careful, he can actually stab the Nexus. No, taking down the pylons first. Wise move. Double Photon Overcharge is going to stop the fire from advancing over there. 3 Stalkers trying to catch that medevac that was used to exist over there, now getting destroyed by the bio. And bio heavily stemmed, gonna have to pick up and boost off, or risk-taking inefficient trades, but ooh, Protoss army is actually bottlenecking up really hard in this choke, so the Terran can take amazing trades. Look at that, Adepts dying for 1 or 2 Adepts at Marines Admiral still stimming on in. Great play here from Elmian, focusing down those Stalkers, now focusing down Adepts. He has to pick up and boost off here. I think he's overstayed his welcome, and yes, going on up. Oh, what? One worker left for Elmian. Oh boy. Okay. I did not notice that, and I'm willing to wager LotV did notice that, so please pardon my horrible casting. But you know our motto: we crash and burn, we skid to the ground. Oh, skid to mission control. These Adepts putting in so much work. Let's see, 6 kills on that one, 5 kills on that one, 8 kills on that one, 6 kills on that one. 6 kills on that one. Look at that. Look at how much work they put in. 0 workers for Elmian. I thought Apprentice player was dead in the water, but no. With a handful of adepts, completely ravages the economy of our friend Elmian. This command center is going to burn down too. And you know what? He can't even repair it. Not because he doesn't have the money. Well, that too. But because he doesn't have the SCVs. This one's going to explode. If he's not careful, he had to drop a mule over here to repair it. But looks like... No. Oh, okay. Last second produced an SCV. Alright, here's 2 workers now. Elmian. Oh, this is very interesting. You have a dream, a couple of Medivacs, and some stemmed bio. You can definitely still recover. The protest player does not have blink, and he only has glaive. So if you just try to pick him apart, maybe force a base race, I can definitely see it working. And Elmian, yes, wisely forcing a base race type scenario, moving right on past his army. No, don't engage it. You're gonna take out a couple of sentries. But yeah, you're just gonna die versus this. You gotta pick up and boost off Elmian. Elmian not doing anything. I think he knows that the writing is on the wall. He lost his one chance to win this game, and I think that's going to be it, folks. We should see him quitting any second now. Protoss, easy race indeed. Taking out a couple of Medivacs with non-blink stalkers, and no boosting away. I don't know how he's gonna hold on. A handful of Marines, a couple of Medivacs, a command center, not even an orbital command, a command center. Oh boy. And yeah, the final Medivac does go down. These Marines are not going to do anywhere near the damage of what they should be doing. Elmian, you fought valiantly, but out QQing is eventually the way you falls. And Pasketi was victorious, and Elmian was defeated. And Pasketi has left the game. Wow. Oh, I feel shitty for not seeing those Adept Shaden. Pasketi, beautiful moves, killing off the economy of the Terran player. Terrans, please take note. Walling off your natural is a great idea because adepts can totally destroy an SCV line if you're not too careful. That's why most Terran players like to make a lot of supply depots along this wall. Even if they make too much supply, even if some of their production is exposed, you need to wall off versus Protoss. Great play for from Pasketi. Definitely don't want to take away from him. Elmian was doing a good job harassing him with those multi-pronged drops. No blink was on the way, so it was very hard for him to shut that down. But Pasketi realized that adepts are indeed a good unit and just sent them over across the map. And instead of just F2ing and keeping his whole army bunched together, he did what Protoss as his rank struggled to do and harass. If I were Elmian, definitely would have just made this great wall of supply depots. But shoulda, coulda, woulda is the story of Starcraft. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please leave a like below on this video. It'll help me more than you think. If you did enjoy this cast, leave a comment down below. If you're so inclined, you can subscribe to my channel for some more daily Starcraft 2 content. And remember, folks, the internet could always use more heroes.